Hey guys, welcome back to A2D, Agree to Disagree. We have breaking news today, a massive trade, one of the biggest trades, definitely in Cleveland Brown history. So we had to bring our Brown source inside. How you feeling, big dog? I know it's a huge day for you.
Man, shaking. Found out at work. It's a big day for us, man. I'm not gonna lie, I felt really down after, hearing we were out on it and then hearing, Baker wants to go. I hold optimism, but as a Browns
Man,
fan,
wild 2 days.
God, dude, unexpected. Unexpected to, not going off a little subject, but Devontae trade kind of shocked me a little bit, and then this sent me in literally shockwaves. I was at work. I was like reading my phone. Is this a misprint? What's going on with Deshaun to the Browns? Breaking news. I'm sitting here tripping. I go yell to the whole kitchen. Hey, Cleveland's ready and Cleveland's excited for him. As much as people love Baker here, we're ready for a quarterback that we know that can take us to the next level. We know Deshaun is that guy that can take us to the next level. Super Bowl odds went up. It got us, in the top 5, top 6 now again. Last year we're in there. Now we're really in there, so hey, we're
Wasn't it
stoked down
last year? It was just last year, right? The AFC Championship game?
Yeah,
2020?
2 years ago. Yeah, it'd be 2 years ago, obviously, from last year, but yeah, 2 years ago,
So
we
in
went to
2022
the
years, yeah, not last year, but
right.
sorry, yeah, 2 years ago, when everyone was healthy, that roster went to the AFC Championship game, and that was with
Absolutely.
Baker Mayfield. And
Mhm.
so, and they see Joe Burrow in their division, they see Lamar Jackson in their division, they see Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they see all these guys. And dude, I told you how long ago? 6 months ago, whenever it was, I was
I
saying,
think it
you
was
guys go.
mid-season. Mid-season,
Bro, I
I
was like,
think it was.
go get this guy. Because you know Baker, he has his limitations. God bless Baker. You're tough as nails, dude. You're gonna find a job. He's gonna have a market. He's still young. It can
Exactly.
work out for him. But that roster, my guy, is ready. The offensive line, that running back tandem. You got a true wide receiver one now and Amari
Mhm.
Cooper. That combination between Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper for you fantasy geeks out there, that's going to be a good one to have right there. Cooper's a true wide receiver one. So Deshaun's got his guy. And we were talking about it. There's two other options, right? That everyone was talking about, the Falcons and then the Saints.
Right.
I was saying all along, dude, initially there was 4 teams. When he eliminated the Panthers and the Browns yesterday, I think it was,
That's
and
right.
then today he had a change of heart, man. He maybe watched our video because I was saying in our last video, dude, if it comes to football, and you really want to win, it should have been the Browns, bro. They got the offensive line. They invested in our defense. Myles Garrett, you got your free Miles right there, baby.
That's right.
A defensive
Shout out
player of
Mike.
the year candidate, one of the best defensive players in the game. You got him on the other side. Offensively, you got a wide receiver one, like I mentioned. Why not go there? They got a
100%.
starving fan base that's gonna love you forever. Ain't that right, my boy? You got that? You got that Deshaun Watson jersey ordered yet, or?
It's on the way, but Miles is first. Got to get the Miles first. That should have been the first one on there. Uh, Man, I'm excited, dude. Another player I think people are sleeping on, depending on what happens, with other free agents. Like we said, we think Will Fuller's that's a lock to come to Cleveland. With and just join Deshaun is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Man, now he's got a guy that's got some touch. The biggest thing with Baker that a lot of people, and I remember them talking about it, uh, OBJ and Jarvis having to turn up the speed, on the bag to catch his, you got a guy that can throw with touch. You know what I mean? And speed on a ball is great and all, to stop people from throwing, but you got to have some touch on the ball. And the thing with Baker that he kind of lacked, were those mid-range passes for guys to create space and get down the field that you didn't see a lot. He'd throw a bomb way downfield, and hope for someone to, Donovan Peoples-Jones is that guy to be able to do it. I think his fantasy value goes up big, you know what I mean? And then today we signed, or not signed, but we sent an offer to Jadeveon, 2 years, 24. So hopefully he'll come back and I think wreck with Miles, dude. It's huge in so many ways, dude. Free agents
Dude,
coming. We got him for
he
5
signed an
years.
extension too. So
5
Cleveland has been
years.
starving for a quarterback for how long, and to finally get a guy, he's the fourth all time in passer rating.
QBR, yeah.
104.5, dude. His QBR is off the charts. He is that level of a guy. He's worth it. They 3 first round
All day.
picks, the 4th and the 6th, dude.
We didn't lose any
No, none of those,
players. We
right,
didn't lose
dude.
anyone, bro.
And for
It's
him to
crazy.
extend,
Mhm.
dude, and commit to the Browns long term, that says a lot, man.
And
Playoffs
it's
though, they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna be back in the playoffs. But the
yeah,
AFC is just ridiculous. You got the AFC West, you got the Bengals in your own division.
right.
So man, that the AFC is brutal. But I mean, they're to me they're a lock for the
Yeah,
playoffs now.
and my thing too is okay. So the Bengals are going to get better. Obviously, they're going to get better. We've I think we're 5-1 against the Bengals in our last 6. The way we played the Bengals twice last year. And this is the second game, null and void. They weren't playing their starters, but the first game we played them, that defense, we played them probably better, if not the best that anybody's played them. They had their full roster against us, and that was with Baker Mayfield. I think hurt. I think he was hurt during that time. You had Deshaun Watson in there over Baker. What we did to them with Baker with that defense, and we didn't lose anyone on defense. The additions, and I'm hoping maybe, and it's hopefully we can create some cap room and possibly get a linebacker in there. There's a guy from Seattle. Hopefully that'll, I don't know if we can create the cap space to get him backloaded like
Dude,
Vaughn.
that's it. But that's a good point because the cap space is going to be what it comes down to. And when
Right.
you're a team, when you're a destination team, look at the Bills. They didn't have a lot of cap space, but they just signed Von Miller to a massive contract. You
With a
can
backload.
backload shit. You can look at my Bucks, bro. We got guys moving money around left and right. All of a sudden, Cleveland is a destination.
Right.
You're a free agent. We just talked about Will Fuller. That one, he's probably on a plane right now over to
Headed there to sign.
Cleveland, dude. So like they're and it ain't just gonna be him. Like Bobby
No.
Wagner, like you just mentioned, why not go there? You see the guys up front. You got Myles Garrett. You got these guys pushing up the front. You're able to run free in the middle. If you're a linebacker, you should want to almost go there, dude. They invested in their secondary. They're a complete roster. Like we've talked about it for a couple years now. They've been ready to win. And honestly, kind of like the 49ers, they made a bold move and they went for Trey Lance because they seen Jimmy G. Certain guys are solid, and Baker, he was solid, and he can still elevate his game if he goes to the right spot. But honestly, what better situation are you going to be in than you were in Cleveland? So
There's only
it
certain
might be it for
levels
Baker.
certain guys can take you to, is what you're getting at. Is that there's certain
100%.
guys can take you to certain levels,
There's levels to this shit, man.
right?
And
Just
Deshaun's
like
on another level.
just like the Bucks,
He's on
dude. Like this is like the biggest signing since Tom Brady to the Bucks. Obviously, the GOAT's the GOAT. No one's comparing anyone to the GOAT. But this is since then. This year is insane. Russ to the Broncos, Deshaun to the Browns, Devontae. I mean, this
yeah,
is it's
dude.
insane. It's
And
big,
he's on
dude.
that same caliber. We saw Peyton Manning go back in the day, Drew Brees switch teams. But some of these relocations among quarterback, this is going to be one. The
Right.
question is, though, my boy, the question is, all you guys out in Cleveland want is really just one, right? You want
No.
one Super Bowl. Is it going to happen? He signed a 5-year deal. I think the window's now, though,
Yes.
right?
Like we talked about it, in the previous show, you got a time slot to win in the NFL. And, I said it in my goodbye to Baker. This time slot, they don't last long in the NFL, and this is no hate to Cleveland, it's a cold city, it's not a massive attraction. It's not a big market for free agents to come. You know what I mean? And things got turned around and farewell Bake. You were part of that process, but it's a process and it's a business. You know what I mean? And this window's now. You got the roster to win right now. You don't have this all the time. I do trust Andrew Berry, and I think that's a guy you got to keep around. This guy is about making moves. Jimmy Haslam, and people can say, oh, he went over heads or whatever. He's ruining his friend. He wants to win. Like, if you're a Browns fan, man, you gotta kind of love that about your owner. He's he wants to win now. You know what I mean? And I love that about him, that he went out and went to Deshaun. Like we said, they made Baker aware. You want to win. Go
Dude,
after it, dude.
everything happened for a reason. woulda, coulda, shoulda back in the day. Baker had plenty of chances. Deshaun, we just mentioned, he's on another level, man.
Exactly.
He's the guy that you need someone that can get hot for 4 games in the playoffs. You need him
Yes.
to get hot for a month, and he's a guy that can do exactly that. He's a top tier talent with his mobility, man. Like he can take off. The protection doesn't have to be perfect. When the play breaks down, he turns, flicks his wrist,
He's
drops
better
a
on the run.
dime. Dude,
His passes are
he
proven
is
better on the run
so
even.
man. He's so good. He's an MVP candidate now. I mean, I keep throwing that out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Everyone's an MVP candidate.
He's got a better
Derek
team
Carr,
around him than he had in Houston
but
ever.
dude, you see these AFC teams loading up, and Cleveland, man, you finally got a guy.
We
You
match
got
par with
to,
what's going on. You got we usually
and
we don't stick in there. We stuck in there with the best of them right now. You know.
And it's smart, dude. It's smart. People didn't think Tom was going to come to Tampa, and he looked at the roster. And if it came to winning, like I said about Deshaun, if it's about winning, you go to Cleveland. These other teams, you go to Atlanta. What are you going to do in Atlanta? Kyle Pitts, God bless him, he's going to be a young, good tight end. But you just lost Russell Gage, who at receiver, who
Who's
you
your
going to bring
running
in
back?
some free agents. They're not. None of them are going to be Amari Cooper. They're not going to be Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt.
Their
You
defense is
know,
awful.
sure, it's Cleveland, but if you want to win and you care about football, how could you not pick the Browns, man? So I'm pumped, dude. I'm pumped for you. I'm pumped for football. I'm pumped for the North. Are they going to win the division? Can they take it from the Bengals?
I think so, man. I really do think so. I mean, Joe Burrow's, and Joe Burrow's great. I think matchups helped, the Bengals get to where they were. I think I don't want to say they peaked early. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I think maybe peaked a little early, and I
Ooh.
I just think that, I think defense wise, dude, the Browns got a way better defense. You know what I mean? If you add Amari Cooper, and they got a great young core, they're going to be great for a long time. You know what I mean? But Deshaun's not old. We're also going to be great for a long time. We can keep him where he's at. The big thing to me that was the big shocker of everything that is unprecedented that people just went crazy over, and I'm also kind of going crazy over it. But we need him. I don't care what we paid. The $238 million guaranteed every single dollar of it, and I'm willing to pay it. It's Deshaun, but it's crazy that that happened, and every dollar is guaranteed. He's, like I said, he's worth every dollar. But
Dude, and he's proven. It's
he
not
is.
like what's gonna really stop him? Is he gonna just all of a sudden start sucking? No. He
No,
might get hurt. He might get hurt. He might worst thing he misses a year with a bad injury. But throughout 5-6 years, and even you know what? To hell with it. Right now, 2022 AFC North champions, Cleveland Browns.
that's
Right
right.
there. When they do that, and when all of a sudden, because to your point, the Bengals, they barely won that division.
Hmm.
And what have they done? They got a couple. They got a guard. They got a center.
They need to
That's
shore up the
cool.
offensive line. That's
But
it.
when you get a quarterback, your offensive line's already settled down in Cleveland.
Oh, we're already
It's
set.
cool.
Yep.
They're good. When you get a quarterback, which is the most important position in pro sports, and when you get one of a top 5 talent at that
Proven.
position in the
Proven.
game that's proven, to me, like I said, they just went from being middle of the road, potential playoff team, especially in the AFC, honestly,
Maybe.
unlikely playoff
Yeah.
team to me, division favorites.
We were,
Division
bro.
favorites.
We
It's
were
hard because the
yesterday.
Bengals are good. Bengals will be in there too.
Oh, for sure.
Those two,
No doubt.
Deshaun
That's no doubt.
and Joey B, they're about to have some battles. That's going to be a
Right.
fun little rivalry here coming up. Mitch Trubisky, you got your work cut out, big homie.
Ain't worried about Mr. Trubisky.
But you got Lamar too. So
That's the
you
one
got
I'm
those
really.
three, and then you got the AFC West. Also, you got 4. So how many playoffs teams? Because to me, that's 7 potential. That's 7 playoffs. The whole AFC West to me
Oh,
is a playoff every. So and you
oh,
got
dude,
all 3
if
of
you're
those
a
teams in
smart
the North,
man, if you're a
dude.
smart man, a betting man, if you're like, hey, who are we gonna bet for to come out of the AFC? You're gonna more than likely bet on an AFC West team. But I was just talking about this with somebody today. I was like, man, those guys are gonna be beating up on each other all year long. Okay, they're gonna be beating up on each other all year long. We're gonna have a shot against one of those teams. Once we go to the playoffs with Deshaun, that's I don't want to put on a lock, but I think Deshaun there with that team, bro, we're a lock. I think we're going to make the playoffs regardless, whether, where
Divisional
we're at in
wild
the
card.
playoffs. Yeah. I think once Deshaun gets settled, I think we can get to the point of, locking up the AFC, getting a bye week the following year. I think this year, because of the maybe possible suspension, I think it'll be, getting around that we're going to be playing in the first week of the playoffs. I think we're going to be there in the first week of the playoffs. We're not getting I don't think a bye week's going to happen unless Deshaun doesn't go through a suspension. But I think we can get there, man. I really do. I think we're going to be in the playoffs, and I think them, fighting their hearts out in the AFC West, dude. They're fighting for blood over there, dude. Like every team is good in that division, and I think it might take a little
There's
toll on
gonna be
people.
we just lit 4 teams there, and then the other 3 in the North, and that's not even counting the other 2 divisions in the AFC. So
Yeah,
you got 2
East.
other division winners. So I mean, you got the Patriots probably in the Bills.
The
The
South is
Patriots,
getting weak
the
too.
Patriots they're hurting right now. Patriots don't like all
Oh,
these AFC teams stacking up right now because the Bills probably got that division on lock. So the Patriots are gonna be struggling to get that wild card. So man, there's gonna be an odd team out in the AFC now for sure. And the AFC
right.
is fucking loaded. So man, but hey man, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I think this is a power move. This is a trade that's gonna go down in history. And man, I think
Dude,
you guys, like I said, 2022 AFC North champs. That's my take on this one.
that's damn right. I agree, man. All the real fans up here that are fans of the Browns, we got some butthurt Baker fans, and I get it. Like we said, we wish all the well, but dude, Browns fans, fucking be excited, dude. Be hyped, dude. Like we got a
Right.
guy, man. We finally, like
Exactly.
we got a guy, dude, and we got the
And he
talent
wanted
now.
Baker wanted to turn the page too. So turn the page. It was well. He got you your first playoff game. He got you your first playoff win in however many years.
And
Like
much obliged. And a
he
lot of
helped change
people
the culture.
put that just on, and I'm happy with Bacon. Don't get me wrong. Like a lot of people that are upset about the Deshaun thing up here, you do got the fans up here. Oh, I can't believe it. We had a whole team built around us, guys. You got to understand that there's other pieces. You got to understand that pressure was taken off of Baker with the running game, with our defensive line. Like he wasn't the only one. And don't get me wrong, he's a part of it. We're beyond appreciative. But you got to understand that team's around him. Now you got a guy that can take you to that next level. We have Deshaun in that AFC Championship game. We don't worry about the refs. The refs aren't an issue. The Chad Henne is not
Yeah,
an
he
issue.
scores enough points to beat Chad Henne. I guarantee you that. And all of a sudden, you're in the Super Bowl.
Look at Deshaun against the Chiefs. This is what I was bringing up all day today. Look at Deshaun against the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs went on to win that Super Bowl. Am I wrong? I think the one that they came back from that 21-point lead, was that the year they won? I could be wrong. The year that they came back against the Texans.
Yeah, it might have been. I know we beat the shit out of them the next year.
Yeah, the following year, but I think that was the year they played the Niners in the Super Bowl. He's like, that's right. Flex on him. But I think that was the year they did that, right? And people were like, well, he choked in the playoffs. And I said, well, who was his defense that he had around? J.J. Watt was towards the end of his days. He had D-Hop, which D-Hop did his thing. No one's denying the talent of D-Hop. No one's denying that at all. This team is better on paper than that Texans team was, right? You got a team that can stop Kansas City, and Kansas City's getting figured out up and down. Obviously, that Bills game, they figured it out.
They got your boy Juju in Kansas City now.
And add to it, man. Juju, all you talk to and chat, little talk to him. I hate it.
Come get
He's
this
an SC
smoke.
guy. He's an SC guy. I hate it, but he's not. He don't bring that SC shit like the other, like Palomalu, like Clay. He don't represent us, and I don't care. He's not a Trojan. But he's that new age Trojan, I guess. But I don't know. I don't like that the way that is. But I just think that I don't know. The Chiefs are figured out a little. I think they're the third best team in that division.
Well, all
now.
these teams that we're talked about, the Chargers, you get Khalil Mack, you get J.C. Jackson. The Browns, you're getting Deshaun Watson. These are power moves.
Oh,
big
what have
time. They done? They signed Juju. Ain't nobody worried about that, dude.
Their defense is weak. They're losing Tyrann Mathieu.
Tyrann Mathieu, Tyrann Mathieu's probably going to be gone. Yeah, so they're losing.
Unless
he's lost Pringle, the receiver. They lost him too. So they're doing nothing but lose people over there, man. So
I think the third, maybe the fourth.
We still got the draft. The offseason just getting started, but this is a big day. You know, we kind of brought up Baker, but
Yeah,
to hell with that right now. This is about
done.
the Cleveland Browns
Shining
and a
Deshaun
power
Watson.
move, and all of a sudden getting up into contention. So, I mean, it's been real, my boy. I appreciate you coming on, but I mean, that's kind of our take on it. What do you guys think? Do you think the Browns are they Super Bowl contenders? Are they AFC North favorites? How are the Browns going to do in 2022? Holla at us. Let us know. A2D.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on, big dog.